of money. And then she signed also another one with the bank, and NMB Bank, called Kids Savings. You know, you start saving from day one. Want to Kira University. Should I die? Should the dad die? Send a Zibirayo to let her continue her education and things like that. She has other endorsements that are mentioning like medical aids, more medical aids in case she gets sick. She can be flown to any hospital around Africa and now she's also bringing another one. We're going to, I think we're launching this. I'm giving too much information.
It's okay, it's okay.
She's going to launch, we're launching her diapers, Tifa diapers, in February. Ngazize. There is a company in Tanzania that again called Pampangaza Tifa. You know, she's not just going to wear them to modeling up pampers. They are going to be hers, her name. So
agenda kusomo ya somerachi.
It doesn't matter that the chairman to buy no kusoma. Wasajja basinga kati nze tulina abasajja balina sente nakuzo naye olwokuba kali katala balubaawo kabulamu kali. Things always go wrong somewhere. Naye ne oba olabyeko olubaawo ne woba olukomeza somewhere nga totuuse ku university kuba bangule. Naye olina okulaba ku lubaawo in this life. Mukama lwakuba nti munaye embeera n'ensawo tezenkanakana, so some people end up not really going that direction. Sorry, I understand, I feel your pain. Naye in government mutuyambe buli muntu, you know, we just need that basic education. Buli muntu asomeko ne wabakale basomye from primary to I mean from your primary 1 to your primary 7 chiyamba. There is something about education. So many people neglect it kuba basinga bafuna sente mbukulu nagamba kati nasomera ki naye kali akantu kokuba nti wasomako. It's very important. Chukuru nnyo mutuyambe mukoleyo buli omu asomya. There used to be a project buli omu asomya. I don't know what happened. Please government, can we, Mr. President, my president, I love you, can we please have this? Everybody deserves it.
And the boys,
my boys, they're very good in maths. In fact, my first son Afunanyo, he's always in the top 5 math students in the country in South Africa. He's a good footballer. He has his mind on football. He's very good at football. Nayate, he said in the process, if it doesn't happen, he wants to be an engineer. And I seconded that because of his maths. Civil engineer, he's looking at that. And if that fails, also he has this thing about him, a lawyer. That's my first son. So those are the careers he's looking at. My second son, he's such a business person like his dad. Yeah, what are you chifuna? Because he's the type of person, you know, mommy, I think I need to make extra money. Can I wash your car? Can I clean the garden?
Do they make money already?
Can I... Sometimes they want things. Yes, because I don't want them to think, oh, because you're Zara's kid and I can afford it, you can have it. Or because your dad can afford it, you can have it. I'll be like, you know what? The garden needs to be cleaning. You need to do the pool, or wash my car. And sometimes it's like, can you give me like 100 rands? I'm going to buy baking powder. I'm going to buy flour. Muffins, because they know how to bake those things. So abu baking and abutwala kusomero nabutunda and then he comes back, see mommy, I used 100 rands and I came back with 250.
Wow.
So I'm giving you your 100 rands back, now I have my 150. Wow. So that's how smart he is. Yeah, because you know, Narinjagara, they get that other side of things. And then they also help out to college. Sometimes I send them to the college, they're doing a bit of office work.
Office work
No, I teach them how to print. This is how you make copies and then you step them together, how to organize files, take more folders. Then office, do you need some help? They're doing a bit of filing and organizing documents, and yeah, they're quite hands-on. After that, they're like, can we get paid now? I'm like, no. Yeah, because they're so fast when it comes to money. Can we get paid? Because they know how. If you go to mommy, she's not going to give you money. You have to do something. So yeah, in that context they have. They have video games like, you know, the PlayStations and everything. When a new game comes out about FIFA 2015 or like your Yeezy boots, and which I do. My contest is to
Machenjaulo Zari Chenzo Gamba abantu abachala nadala Bamama. Any special word?
Yes, I think that would need a whole day for me to talk about.
It is okay. I give you 2 minutes.
Okay, while we're we so many times let ourselves go. Abantu abasinga muyingira mu bufumbo, abantu abasinga bwe mu mala okuzaala mutulawo ne mubeera so comfortable nze nina abaana nina omusajja nina ennyumba ajja kulekawo because abalungi tuli bangi. Now oli mulungi nange ndi mulungi nano mulungi tuli bangi kati gwe yakufuna because of that extra thing yakukwana wekolako olabika bulungi buli kimu kati omala okuyingira mu bufumbo you lose that. Where is the love? When he looks at you, tachalaba kiri ekintu kyali akulabamu. So can we please take care of ourselves? Nga tumaze okuzaala, nga tumaze okuyingira obufumu, nga tuli comfortable. Tuwefeeko. Tuwefeeko bane, mbasaba tuwefeeko.
Okay.
Nekitali ekyo, ne bw'oba tolina sente zigenda mu gym. We have houses, bu streets obutono buno bwe tuyitamu bwoti. Fuluma regular oyambala bikanvasi byodduka muko emisinda awo, you know, there is so many things women we let ourselves go. Nekira abakazi muyiga okubeera nga muli bakozi. I think ekintu ky'okubeera nga twekolerera I've realized nti kiri very important. Kuba ebiseera ebisinga tata w'abaana bo baba yakusupporting ayinza okufa ogenda ku ending up wa. So tulina okuyiga okwekolera because I think 2016 gye tulaga eno the 21st century it's about independence. Lwakuba abasajja oluusi bakifunamu obuzibu mukyala wange alina ssente nnyingi tajja kumpuliriza but I think guys have learned to understand these days nti omukazi olina okuba nga weekolera and I'll tell you so many guys that I meet these days baagala nnyo omukazi omukozi because they know ne waba azadde abaana naawe ekino nekimutukako ali very confident bwemba nvuddewo mama w'abaana bange asobola okukola ki okumalako naye ffe ne tubeera comfortable n'otuula buli kimu bajja kikusanza then what ng'avuddewo. So let's try and change some of the things. I think it's really really important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we see you taking on your music career again?
No. I can never say never. I can never say never. No, I could never say never. But I didn't even know I was gonna appear in my hubby's music video, and then all of a sudden, baby, can you? I'm like, really, me? It's like, yeah, you. I'm like, oh, okay. So who knows? It will be like, baby, can we do a song? I'll be like, really? Okay, fine. Can we try? Fine, let's do it. So I can never say no.
Okay. Tusubireyo Butifa bulala bumeka.
Obutifa, oh my God, I love children.
Because them and Taina Bana. So,
I can even have 10 kids. I love kids.
So, actually, watch baby boy, chili 8.
Yeah.
Watch wow.
Yeah, I would have pause for some reasons, but if it wasn't that, I think I would have had another 3 kids in between. Yeah.
So, Toto yagala bana bameka.
No, I would never say that. Mukama yamanyi. Yeah.
But do you ever talk about it?
About more kids?
Him?
Oh yes, a lot of times it's like he's
like
2. I think he wants 2 kids. But for now, let me just.
This is indeed a big deal for him. We also have the Minister of State for Education and Sport. We have the Minister of Health, Dr. Elioda Tumwesije, also present. We have members and board directors from the Aga Khan Development Network who are also here escorting His Excellency, the Aga Khan. Of course, he has also arrived. Actually, there in the back is his car, his official car with the driver standing just beside it. He arrived a few minutes ago and he was welcomed by the Prime Minister. So at the moment, what we are just witnessing is conversation going on between the Prime Minister and the Aga Khan. Of course, the other ministers consulting. If we can just have a zoom in there of talking to some members of the Aga Khan Development Network, and really the only thing that is remaining is the president, and that's what we're waiting for, his arrival. But a reminder that the hospital that is going to be built is going to be a 600-bed hospital, and the construction is expected to start mid-July 2017. Well, I managed to talk to one of the professors. Actually, he taught veterinary medicine at Macquarie University, is now in the Ministry of Education, and he said their role is really to encourage the private-public partnership, and they welcome such efforts from any person who has the resources, and all they do is help them secure things like land, and maybe if they need a grant. And actually this is a land grant, so as far as government is concerned, that's where the partnership comes in. If you can be able to just give them a bumper somewhere where they can know that, for example, if you have a particular ailment that public hospitals can't be able to treat, and Aga Khan Hospital is there and can treat, then it should be good. I was also talking to the vice president of the Aga Khan University, and he also talked about how they are coming to support government in matters where government cannot be able to. We also know that, for example, the late Rosemary Nankabirwa could not get the treatment that she needed in Uganda, so she had to be flown to Aga Khan Hospital in Nairobi. So this is definitely a huge boost to the health sector here. I've not been able to talk to the Minister of Health because he was, busy, I guess, coordinating the arrival of the president. But in a few minutes, we shall be able to talk to them. Well, actually, it is, well, an invite-only ceremony, and I think there's at most 50 people here. This is the first of the many ceremonies that are going to take place throughout the whole day. So any locals, maybe those that we have not been informed, but the majority of the people attending here are members of government, specifically government, because I guess that's where it was restricted. So probably the ceremony at Serena will have more members of the public, but we have members of the press, of course, who are here, but mostly it is members of government, especially from the health ministry. Honorable Daudi Migereko is also here. Well, when the president arrives, we shall be ushered into the main area where the Prime Minister will address members present, and then invite the president to talk. And then they have set up many bricks where, as a symbolism, the Aga Khan, and the president will put some mortar in those bricks, and officially the groundbreaking ceremony will happen. It is expected to be a brief ceremony because the president has 5 rallies today to attend, so he will come here for a very short time and then leave. But of course, the Aga Khan also has to be at Serena for yet another function. So it is going to be really symbolic and get it officially started. It is going to, the official construction will start in mid-2017, so this is just one of those functions to say, we approve the project and we are good to go. Well, the vice president of Aga Khan University talked about how they have taken time to look at all the property, all the different sites. And when they reached here and saw this particular site, they said that this is what they liked, and it is near the central, it's near the city, so many people can access it. Of course, the people who come from Jinja can also access it, and it's near the university. It is near the business park, so huge populations concentrate here, and the land is prime. It is a huge piece of land. So when they did their feasibility study and their research, and I guess from a marketing perspective, this is the land that they had to choose. The first phase of the construction, Joel, is going to end in 2020. And at that point, they will able to open the doors of Aga Khan University hospitals to members of the public. I also asked, okay, if it's open, can people who cannot afford these expensive medical services be able to access? And they said, well, we shall open who cannot access. It may not be free, but it will certainly be even when you talk to some people who are here today, they say, well, at last we will not have to fly people to get specialist care. It will be available here. So 2020 should be the year when Aga Khan University Hospital will open.
Of the future, who have the vision to be able to address the issues that affect our community.
It's really a world-class institution with world-class facilities and educators and researchers there, but yet they're living in an environment where problems are right on their doorstep that they're trying to solve.
We were just amazed, really, at the impact that the graduates from the Aga Khan University have made nationally and internationally.
You have the roots running, and two roots combining to give you the trunks, which are either superior, middle or inferior, and then subsequent.
The Aga Khan University has a uniquely international vision. Starting with a campus in Karachi, Pakistan, it now has teaching sites on 3 continents.
In a world of rapid change, an agile and adaptable mind, a pragmatic and cooperative temperament, a strong ethical orientation, these capacities over the long term will be critically important to the developing world.
All right, we cut that documentary. We'll get back to it. For now, His Excellency the President has arrived at Nakawa, where the grounds are, where this function is going to happen, the handing over of this land. It is a land grant by government to the Aga Khan Foundation, which is going to construct the Aga Khan University Hospital. There is a replica of it in Nairobi, in Tanzania, and so Kampala has been long overdue for this, and it's happening now. We understand that takeoff for construction will begin in mid-2017. Some people probably feel, well, this should start now, but a couple of things, due diligence, background checks, and so on, preparations that need to be done, and then mid-2017, this will take off. So there you are, His Excellency the President arriving, being received by His Highness the Aga Khan, ushered into the area where this function is going to take place. Not so long a function it is, just a few formalities here and there, and then the official handover of this land grant by His Excellency the President on behalf of the government of Uganda to His Highness the Aga Khan on behalf of the Aga Khan University. So that's what we wait to see as it does play out. Not too many people invited for this, as Brian was telling us earlier on, about 50 of them. We see government representatives, of course the health minister is there, the prime minister of Uganda, another couple of government leaders there. We saw the Honorable Daudi Migereko, the Honorable Fred Ruhindi, and a few other people from government. And of course there are representatives from the Aga Khan Foundation as this does happen. But as we wait to cross over in a bit and see what is happening on that side, maybe a little bit of a brief of what this kind of hospital does bring over, but also the Aga Khan University, what it's been able to do, 2,000 nurses educated, etc., etc. I'll give you this in a bit. For now, let's cross over and listening.
There will be bricklaying. And after bricklaying, we shall also have a group photo with selected individuals who have been informed. And thereafter, we shall proceed to Serena Hotel for the other formal speeches. So here we are likely to have the national anthem, just a short function. Thank you.
There you are, pictures coming in from Nakawa, where this function is happening. Actually, it is at the junction of Ginger Road and Newport Bell Road in the heart of Kampala. That is where the Aga Khan University Hospital will be located, and that is where this function is happening as government does officially hand over this property, this land. It's a land grant. It is by government of Uganda to the Aga Khan Foundation so that this university hospital can be constructed there. We are yet to see the happenings from there. Of course, a few pleasantries here and there, some modalities, and then maybe one or two speeches and the official handover of this particular property. Maybe one or two things, of course, like we were saying earlier on, when will the university hospital be completed? It is expected that it will be completed in 2020, with construction beginning in mid-2017. This, of course, will be over several phases. And it is expected that the university hospital could eventually reach 600 beds. Much needed, if you did ask me. How much will this project cost entirely? We understand that the Aga Khan University will invest more than $100 million to build the university hospital in the first phase alone. So quite a bit of an investment there. And then, of course, the mission of this university hospital, trying to provide quality health care to Ugandans. You know that every so often we have some people being flown to the Aga Khan University in Nairobi, to Tanzania, well, and other health facilities around the world. Why? Because our health facilities here are not robust enough. They don't have pretty much what is required to nail it. So we hope that this is going to change the state of affairs, that things are going to be ameliorated, that the health sector is going to get revamped in more ways than one. So there you are. Of course, who will be able to access this? Pretty much everybody. Along the way, will get to know the kind of charges and so on. But for now, it is about the construction taking off in mid-2017, the first phase being done about 2020, 600 beds. That is awesome. But a little bit of other happenings, maybe to try and inoculate some kind of confidence in Ugandans about the Aga Khan University Hospital and what the Aga Khan University has been able to do to churn out. 2,000 nurses have been educated so far. 3,000 educators have been trained. About $179 million invested so far. And Masters of Education awarded, and about 194 of those. And then 539 graduates of Aga Khan University School of Nursing and Midwifery in Kampala alone. 920 Bachelor of Nursing degrees awarded. So, just so some people thought that maybe we don't have, the personnel to make these things happen. There you are, some kind of confidence that it is possible. We have quality staff, not just from the Aga Khan University. Makerere University does churn out every so often, every year. Doctors, very qualified. Challenge, of course, is that they absquatulate. They run to other countries where there's a bit of a better pay, but we hope that things can change. 2 million students benefit annually from the Aga Khan Foundation education programs. There you are. And then about 5 million people receive healthcare annually. Good stuff. If this can be stepped up, so much welcome. I want to try and cross over to Brian again, who is standing by at Nakawa, where this function is taking place. Brian Mulondo, are you there? Brian Mulondo, are you still there?
I can hear you.
All right, so Brian, what's happening as of now? We saw the president arriving earlier, being received by His Highness the Aga Khan, moved somewhere and so on. What is going on currently?
Well, currently, Joel, the president and His Highness, the Aga Khan, are having a private moment, and there's been a separate tent that was set up for the two of them. In fact, if you could just have that shot right now of the president and the Aga Khan talking, and I am probably talking to him about the progress and thanking him for giving him the land grant. And President is donned in the NRM shirt, and that's probably going to the campaigns after this. But a lot of conversation, Joel, on why the Aga Khan would choose to have such a huge investment in Uganda, but we must also know that Aga Khan investments have been in East Africa for more than a century, and one of the most interesting things about these projects is that they carry out without discrimination of religion or tribe, and this is how they are. So this is one of those long-standing missions of the Aga Khan, and one interesting thing about the hospital, and I was able to talk to some of the people here, something interesting is that the Aga Khan University Hospital in Nairobi is one of only 2 hospitals in sub-Saharan Africa to have earned accreditation from the US-based Joint Commission International. Now, accreditation from this particular commission is considered to be the gold standard of healthcare quality assurance in the world. So the Aga Khan Hospital in Kampala that is going to be set up is also going to seek the same accreditation to confirm that the care provided here equals the best care in the world. So I must say we must be lucky. Earlier you had talked about ameliorating the health sector here. So I guess accreditation from this commission would absolutely guarantee that we are getting world-class health care.
All right, interesting happenings there, Brian. Of course, we wait to see what happens there. Is it that after that chit-chat between His Highness the Aga Khan and the President, then we'll get to the listening of 1 or 2 speeches? What do we know as of now? What's the latest?
Well, what we know as of now, Joel, is that after the President and His Highness have talked, they'll be ushered into the main area, and from there we shall have the brick-laying ceremony, and of course listen to some of the speeches. We are not going to have the national anthem played because most of the other important speeches will happen at the Serena Hotel, but the most important thing here is the brick-laying ceremony, and that will be symbolic of the fact that government has flagged off the Aga Khan Development Network to start its work until 2020.
Brian, it's 2015, well, it's coming to a close. This project begins mid-2017. Some people are itching, they can't wait for this to happen, and they feel mid-2017 is donkey's years away. Do we know why there's a slight delay? Is it trying to cross every T, dot every I? What's with the 1.5 year wait?
Well, Joel, I think it is the crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's. We must know that this is going to be a huge facility built, but also not just the facility. There's going to be a lot of work put in acquisition of the specialists themselves, and the university hospital here, the university itself is also expanding its services here. So it's not just about the hospital, actually. It's also a linkage between the university and the hospital, because the university is going to be able to train some of the personnel that will be at the hospital. Earlier we talked about what kind of conditions they would be treating. They're going to be providing advanced types of care and be capable of diagnosing and treating the most complicated cases. So it takes a lot of time to train specialists, and I guess they'll be getting some of these specialists also from Nairobi, but the university is committing to train some of the specialists that will work at the hospital. So it makes sense. 4 years from now it should be ready. Obviously it's a long time, but the Vice President says all these things have to be thought about, especially acquiring the specialists.
Brian, does this mean that there will be no more, because you see what has been happening is that each time somebody is grappling with an ailment or so, heart ailment and the like, they're either flown to India and several of these countries. Does this mean that we are going to begin to see less of those, that everything will be handled here, be it heart ailments, sometimes a brain ailments, some of these most complex.
Let me just highlight again some
ailments
of the conditions. Well, according to a statement that I just acquired from the Vice President, they are saying that as a tertiary hospital, the Aga Khan University Hospital will provide advanced types of care and also be able to treat the most complicated cases. It's going to include specialties in cardiology, and also it's going to address women and child health, which is very important, stem cell and regenerative medicine. If you see there the President and His Highness
you raise up to
going
receive
into the
His
main
Excellency
celebration
President
area. Let's just take a listen
and His
and
Highness
we'll be back.
the Aga Khan. Your Excellency, you're welcome. You can take your seats. This is just a brief function where I won't skip the national anthem. Your Excellency, the President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Your Highness, the Aga Khan, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, my fellow ministers, Aga Khan University Hospital faculty and staff, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nakawa. It's my honor to open today's proceedings at this Nakawa site, home to the future Aga Khan University Hospital. The government of Uganda and the Aga Khan Development Network have been working closely for a long time to find a suitable parcel of land for the establishment of the Aga Khan University Hospital. We are very pleased to be here to mark the signing of an agreement between the government of Uganda and the Aga Khan University for this land at Nakawa. Would have been remiss if we did not perform a portion of the proceedings on this extraordinary parcel of land located in the heart of Kampala. Thank you everyone who has been involved in making this event possible in such a short amount of time. As most of you are aware, we shall not have many formal speeches here. We shall have the formal speeches taking place at the Serena, where the Right Honorable Prime Minister will represent the President. So here we shall only have the President's speech and maybe a vote of thanks from His Highness. However, His Excellency the President and His Highness will perform a ceremonial bricklaying on site to indicate the initiation of this strategic project of national priority for the benefit of the people of Uganda. This project will save lives. The university will build the capacity of Ugandans, and the project will also save foreign exchange, create jobs, provide an enabling environment for tourism, and overall promote good health and prosperity of Ugandans and the neighboring communities. At this juncture, I invite the Right Honorable Prime Minister to invite His Excellency the President to make remarks. After that, His Highness will pass a vote of thanks, and then the President will lay a brick here with His Highness. We shall have a group photo, and that will end the proceedings here. Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Your Excellency President Yoweri Museveni, His Highness the Aga Khan, distinguished friends, ladies and gentlemen, it's now my great pleasure to request President Yoweri Museveni to give us his remarks. Your Excellency the President.
Your Highness the Aga Khan, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, all the other dignitaries, I want to take this opportunity to salute His Highness personally, but also salute the Ismailia community. The two have contributed to filling the deficit of entrepreneurship in Uganda. and in East Africa. East Africa is a rich part of the world. We have a lot of resources. We have a big population which is growing, but we have a deficit of entrepreneurship. An entrepreneur is somebody who has got spectacles to see an opportunity and utilize it to create wealth and create jobs. And that's exactly what we lack. And if you need any proof, you just look around. As soon as we demolish these miserable houses which were here, city council houses, very, very tiny little houses. Now the Ugandans thought the biggest enterprise to do here was to grow maize. In the heart of they thought this was the biggest enterprise, so they have all grown maize and sweet potatoes and millet. These are very useful, but they don't belong to Nakawa. They should be in some Wakitura place or. So really, Your Highness, the foundation, as well as the Ismaili community like my son here, are helping in filling this deficit. You can identify sector by sector. The father of this one here helped me to give soap to the Ugandans. When we came in 1986, Ugandans had no soap. I don't see my young brother, Karimari. I think this man has murdered him or something. He's at the farm. His father is the one who helped me to produce soap. There was no soap. Soap was being smuggled from I don't know where. But he helped me solve that problem. And then later on, the cooking oil. Now they are busy exporting all sorts of things. His Highness has helped us with the leather, the factory of leather in Jinja, and so many other. The Serena, the hotel, this was a government hotel, the Nile Hotel. Whoever comes and stays there is very, very satisfied with the service. The airline, His Highness had helped us with the airline, but our people messed it up. So therefore, Your Highness, the Ugandans, I don't agree with the minister who said this project moved in record time. His idea of record time must not be a universal idea. It must be a local idea, not because according to universal standards, this was miserably slow. Because it has taken like 2-3 years almost, talking about nothing. But His Highness is a religious man. He's not just working for business. I think he's also having an eye to going to heaven. Therefore, he's able to withstand all these obstructions and in the end succeed. So therefore, I really salute His Highness and the Somalia community. I want to encourage them. I don't know how many. I only know this one's father. Who are the others? You. What useful thing do you do? What are you investing in? Oh, okay. No, but I want the investors. Who are the other investors? You? Okola Chigwe? What do you do? Hmm?
Your Excellency, I manufacture
You do what? Packaging material. Very good. Oh, very good. Thank you so much. I normally meet them together with the other Asians, so I may not know the. But Your Highness, the Asian people, our Asian people here, they really do a lot of work. The Madhvanis would be Ismailis also? Or what? Oh, those are Hindus. Oh, okay, I mixed them up. But the Asian group of people in general have done a big contribution to the recovery of this economy. And we are now going to strengthen the support for manufacturing to remove all these taxes. I've been telling them, but they don't listen. But in my tribe, they say, a rope cannot challenge an axe, because in the end the axe will cut it. So when I tell them, please, we don't need direct taxes on manufacturing. Manufacturing should be without tax, direct taxes. We shall get taxes indirectly. If you, like now, His Highness is going to build this hospital here, this hospital will employ people. The people who will be working here will be paid. Once they are paid, they go to Ugandans like drinking alcohol. As soon as you give him a salary, he goes to the bar. And there is a tax on every bottle of beer. So he will contribute to the tax, but indirectly, without interfering with the health of the enterprise. So there is no need to panic with the direct taxes, with this one. That's what we are sorting out. So I am very happy to welcome you here, and we shall give all the support. I'm sorry this project delayed, but it has finally taken off. So I wish you good luck. And but one thing you can be sure about, Your Highness, Uganda is more secure than Paris, where you live. And I told you this long ago, because I told you that those Europeans don't know what they are doing, and in the end they are going to cause themselves a lot of problems. And I wasn't wrong. Here in Uganda, we reject sectarianism of any type. We don't accept sectarianism of religion. We don't accept sectarianism of tribe. We don't accept arrogance of any type. We insist that everybody respects everybody else. And that's how we have the peace. And this is durable, because it is based on respecting everybody. But those Europeans, we have been telling them, arrogant, preaching it to everybody. Now you see what's happening. All those problems in the Middle East, you know, it's not surprising. So therefore, although we may have other weaknesses, laziness, a little bit of corruption, disorientation, not knowing what is important, but at least we have peace now. And that peace is based on our philosophy of living and let other people live their lives. That's a good beginning. The other problems are also curable. Corruption, we shall slowly weed them out. So It is my pleasure to be here. I'm glad you came personally to launch this project, and I wish the project. I want to thank Chimbugwe's group. There's a man called Chimbugwe, that very tall gentleman. We had some entanglement with him. I gave him free land, and then there were a number of issues there, which we have sorted out. And I think, Chimbugwe, your chances of going to heaven are now a bit better than previously. So I wish Your Highness good luck, and I invite you to give us words of wisdom so that we can learn from you.
Mr. President, Prime Minister, guests, this is an important day for me because it represents an opportunity to contribute to Uganda's development, to my community's integration within the institutions of Uganda and in East Africa more widely. Higher education, science are two of the most important factors in development. And Africa requires to have institutions that will assist in the development of those resources. It isn't only sufficient to create the resources, but we have to be able to measure them against global standards so that the institutions of Africa, whether they be in healthcare or in other areas, come up to global standards and indeed will, I hope, beat global standards in time. So the creation of the Aga Khan University Hospital in Uganda has a purpose not only in serving Uganda, but it has a purpose of serving Eastern Africa and bringing knowledge and competence of sophisticated science on an ongoing basis. I underline the issue of ongoing knowledge because healthcare and medicine are moving very quickly, and it is essential that the institutions of healthcare in Eastern Africa should keep up to date with modern science. So the Faculty of Medicine of the Aga Khan University is not only going to provide service, it's also going to provide research, it's going to provide continuing education to the nursing and the medical communities in East Africa. I want to thank the President for making this site available, because when all is said and done, institutions also depend on their location. And this location is one of the best locations that we could have asked for in this wonderful city of Kampala. Your president is a man of action. He likes results. I have to tell you, sir, I don't have a magic wand, but I will move as quickly as I can. And we will build this institution quickly, but we will not compromise on quality. We will not shortcut difficult decisions, and we will prepare our work with great intensity, using knowledge from here and knowledge from other areas of the world. And I hope that in due course our Ugandan graduates will stay in Uganda. You know the expression golden handcuffs. Well, the one thing I don't know how to make is golden handcuffs. But I hope that the institution which will come up here will be so important that our graduates will actually choose to be here, because that is the best form of loyalty that we could expect. President, thank you for the land. Thank you for the support of your government. And I hope that we will have a long, long ongoing partnership so that the private sector higher education in Africa can work in absolute intense empathy with national goals. Thank you.
Joseph will assist in the bricklaying process. Ovugalo. Yeah. Your Excellency, I requested to take your seat for a group photograph. Yes. Another round of applause for His Excellency the President and His Highness for laying the bricks for the Aga Khan University Hospital. I wish to invite Honorable Daudi Migereko, Honorable Fredul Hindi, the Attorney General, Honorable Tikodi Toguba, Minister for Higher Education and Technology, also Ambassador Mahmoud Ahmed, Diplomatic Representative, Mr. Firoz Rasko, President Aga Khan University, and Minaz Jamar and Al-Kahim Haji, and myself.
Well, there you have it. His Highness the Aga Khan leaving. We believe that he is on his way to the Serena, and of course the President also waiting for his car. And you just had some of the words there, and His Highness promising that he will not shortchange, they will not shortcut anything. They will build the hospital in time. They will definitely do an excellent job. The pictures that you're seeing now are His Highness getting into his car, his President of course waiting, and His Highness waving to the President and thanking him for giving them the land. Of course, there's a lot that was done to secure the land, and at this point in time it is official. government and the Aga Khan Development Network have flagged off this project, and it is ready to start. Remember, the construction is going to start in mid-July 2017 and to be completed in 2020. The president will also be leaving shortly, and we know that he is going to be going to a couple of locations for his rallies later in the day. But this is the first phase of today. More events are going to be at the Serena Hotel, and also more about that's where you'll hear more about the Aga Khan Foundation and the Aga Khan Development Network. And
let them see you. Let them see you.
The importance of technology, and that is your heart.
You're very right. You're very right. Be a great opportunity for us, not only to introduce the technology in the medicine area, but it also offers us opportunity to skill our young brains. Because one of our challenges right now is the institutions that are responsible for skilling are not churning out graduates with the necessary skills. This will be different. It will not only be an opportunity for high-level treatment of the sick, but actually training our future doctors who will be able to operate at international standards. And I think this is an item that should have come on board some years ago. So today I'm extremely excited that His Highness Aga Khan has been able to fulfill something he undertook to do some 2-3 years ago.
Right. Yes. Well, this is probably off the record, but Kira EV, the progress, the project is ready. Yes. We saw the release of some of the Kira models. Yes. A comment on that for some of our guests, for some of our viewers who are watching.
Thank you very much. And again, with Kira Motors, what we're really trying to do is to say that we can create the capacity for the industrialization of our country. We believe in ourselves. We think we are capable of doing what other people have done. So with the Kira agenda, we have a 25-year, I feel like, business plan. What you saw last Monday was the launching of the business case that justifies why we have undertaken this, and we think that towards the end of 2018, early 2019, we should see the first car rolling out, every other thing being equal.
All right, there you have the president entering his car and leaving here, and officially the project has been flagged off. The president will be proceeding to some of his rallies later, but highlight for you, key highlight for you from the president's message earlier when he was talking.
Well, the president was saying that an area like this, when you get investors coming in, please let's offer them the facilities to enable us to industrialize this country. And indeed, he referred to what Aga Khan himself said. Higher education and the science are the tools for the development of any country. So, the measure towards having the necessary science, the higher education, to help us industrialize our country and develop the country. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Well, for the rest of you who are watching us, we are live coming to you from Nakawa, where the Aga Khan University Hospital is going to be built. The project will be starting in mid-July 2017, and by 2020 it will be ready. 600 beds and offering specialized care. We all have someone or know someone who has been flown to Nairobi, now Kampala, and the hospital in Nairobi will get accreditation from the U.S. Medical Joint Commission, and this means that the care they will give will be world class. So that's very exciting for people in Uganda. Yes, it is very exciting.
We look forward.
We look forward. And members of parliament here, some ministers also here. We will try and talk to some of them, but of course from Nakawa we say back to you, Joel, in studio at the Serena International Conference Center.
Of course, one of the many things that I've noted is that your immediate guest, the Honorable Tokidri, you people were dressed similarly, grey suits, blue ties. I don't know how you do that, but anyhow, it's a done deal. The land is now available. The Aga Khan University Hospital construction begins mid-2017, and by 2020 it will be good to go. 600 beds, that is high quality healthcare. That is much needed in this country, and we wait to see how that does happen. Of course, some people are feeling that, wait a minute, 2017, that's a long way ahead. Why the long delay? And here is what the Aga Khan did say. I don't have a magic wand, but I will move quickly and not compromise on quality. So trying to make sure that all the checks and balances have been done, every T crossed, every I dotted, every nitty-gritty taken care of, so that quality at the end of the day is availed. And then, of course, something interesting that His Highness the Aga Khan did say, I hope we shall have less graduates leaving Uganda. Very timely a message, because you see we have our Ugandan doctors and nurses. They are, running off to Kenya, to Rwanda, to South Africa, to the UK, where there's better health care services, where they are paid better, and so on. And the Aga Khan is hoping that this university hospital is going to change the state of affairs, and we obviously do look forward to that and get to see how things go. So mid-2017, it is when that does kick off, and 2020 we shall have it up and running. Where all that will be happening at Nakawa, that roundabout Port Bell Road rather. That is where that university hospital is going to be constructed. The Aga Khan University has churned out quite a bit of people, so they are not in lack of who it is that will be working in these areas. 2,000 nurses that have been trained by the Aga Khan University, about 300 educators trained, $179 million so far invested, 194 masters of education awarded, 539 graduates of the Aga Khan University School of Nursing and Midwifery in Kampala, 920 Bachelor of Nursing degrees awarded. Clearly, the manpower and the woman power, if you like, is so much available, so we wait to see how things go. Of course, other things about the Aga Khan Development Network globally, 2 million students that benefit annually from that network, 5 million people receiving healthcare annually, and Ugandans are going to be a part of those 5 million. Hopefully the number is going to step up. For now, let's take a look at this clip again.
How does the Aga Khan University make an impact on our troubled world? By serving those outside its walls and tackling the causes of poverty and despair. By never compromising on quality, and by nurturing the leaders of tomorrow and molding them to serve not themselves, but mankind.
The Aga Khan University's focus is on developing leaders of the future who have the vision to be able to address the issues that affect their community.
It's really a world-class institution with world-class facilities and educators and researchers there, but yet they're living in an environment where problems are right on their doorstep that they're trying to solve.
We were just amazed, really, at the impact that the graduates from the Aga Khan University have made nationally and internationally.
You have the roots routes running and two routes combining to give you the trunks, which are either superior, middle, or inferior, and then subsequently.
The Aga Khan University has a uniquely international vision. Starting with a campus in Karachi, Pakistan, it now has teaching sites on 3 continents.
In a world of rapid change, an agile and adaptable mind, a pragmatic and cooperative temperament, a strong ethical orientation, these capacities over the long term will be critically important to the developing world.
The university's students are chosen strictly on merit and not on their religious or ethnic background or their ability to pay. But they are expected to make a difference.
Medical schooling here was all about the science of medicine, but it was also about compassion and empathy. So we saw a lot of the socioeconomic problems. We learned how to deal with them. It means something to come from AKU.
We need to reattach the rotators after.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're not being trained to be just surgeons. You're being trained to be leaders. And how that translates is what can you give back to society? I mean, it has to start now. And unless we take the initiative and run with it, then nobody else will.
Is that what you're saying? Let's not put the names that which culture.
We learned more about quality. We learned more about management and leadership. We learned more about decision making.
The university is open to those from the humblest of backgrounds. Nursing graduate Lucia Bayanza grew up in Kibera, Nairobi, Africa's largest slum.
This is the one who has passed away, and my brother.
After the deaths of 2 brothers and a sister, she helped raise 7 orphaned nieces and nephews.
Sometimes I study and then the paraffin goes off, but I have another alternative of using a candle. There was nothing that was going to stop me from finishing my homework.
After graduating, Lucia was put in charge of one of Kenya's busiest wards for patients with HIV/AIDS.
We get very, very sick patients, mostly from the slum areas. My leadership skills have been sharpened because of what I have learned from my mentors. When you're a nurse, you are not only in the ward, but even the community and the country at large.
As well as developing the leaders of tomorrow, the Aga Khan University conducts cutting-edge research that matters. With its laboratories and scientists in Asia and Africa, the university has a unique capacity to find solutions to the problems that face the developing world. But low-tech solutions are also vital. Dr. Zulfikar Bhuttar's research at the Aga Khan University is designed to help save the lives of over 9 million children who die needlessly each year in the developing world. In a series of landmark studies, university researchers have shown how community health workers like these can reach mothers with simple educational messages that make deliveries safer and keep infants healthy in those first critical days after birth.
The implications in terms of improving newborn survivals both in South Asia and Africa are enormous, to the extent of reducing newborn mortality by 1/5 within a short period of time.
A further study has shown that even more infant lives can be saved by offering micronutrients and supplements to those who need them. Nowhere is the university's impact needed more than in Kabul, where AKU is helping reconstruct a healthcare system torn apart by decades of war. 3-year-old Freshta's heart is malfunctioning, and she will die without a critical operation. But she's at the French Medical Institute for Children, the only hospital in Afghanistan with the staff and equipment to save her life. And it's run by the Aga Khan University. Freshta is one of 60,000 patients receiving treatment each year at the hospital, a joint effort with the French charity La Chaîne de l'Espoir. It will soon become part of the university's regional integrated health system and be a resource for the entire country. And that resource is vital for children like Freshta. After a 2-hour surgery, she's wheeled out of the operating theatre and reunited with her father, who learns that she will make a full recovery. Students at the Aga Khan University receive a world-class education. But AKU's Institutes for Educational Development are improving teaching outside their walls as well, in both South Asia and East Africa.
In a map of Africa, and I'm giving the task to find out.
Whether it's in Tanzania or the remote mountains of northern Pakistan, AKU's professional development centres are intellectual lifelines for teachers in state schools, who are often poorly trained. The university is also transforming entire schools.
But we have to try to look at the students' behavior, moral values.
AKU faculty show teachers and principals how to improve the classroom environment and to use more interactive methods of teaching.
Arrangement like this in U form.
I will divide you into the group of 4 students and you have to write that.
After reaction, the products are calcium chloride, carbon dioxide and water.
Carbon dioxide, yes. They use that.
She totally changed.
Should be dilute. Me.
She teach us everything with experiment.
In my mind, the Aga Khan University is now one of the leaders in teacher development school improvement. Full stop. Despite very difficult conditions, they nonetheless feel that they need to achieve a level of performance that would be commensurate with any intensive program of its kind anywhere in the world.
I think it's absolutely critical to have institutions like Aga Khan University. They are on a stature with the greatest universities in the world in terms of creating state-of-the-art solutions for people in healthcare, education, and science.
The university is also a pioneer in examining how tolerance and diversity can make societies stronger. In London, the Institute for the Study of Muslim Civilizations fosters a greater understanding of the rich heritage and contribution of Muslim societies in the modern world, and sheds new light on how they can deal with today's challenges. The university's bold agenda is about to be extended further. Visionary new faculties of arts and science in Pakistan and Tanzania will imbue students with an ethos of service and global citizenship. Nursing education will be expanded in Syria and Egypt. And there will be graduate professional schools in disciplines central to the problems facing the developing world.
We have the unique opportunity to enable our students to grow into global citizens with a much broader perspective on the challenges that face the world today. And that understanding, I think, can only help make the world a much safer place.
The Aga Khan University Hospital, Kampala, a new addition to Uganda's healthcare system, if you like. And that is what just happened at Nakawa. However, though, pictures that you see, that is here at the Serena at the Victoria Hall, where the Aga Khan, His Highness, the Aga Khan has just arrived. There's going to be another function, a couple of things that will be happening. A quick look at the program here shows, well, there will be the Uganda National Anthem that will be sung. just after prayers, there will be an Islamic prayer, a Christian prayer, then the national anthem, welcome remarks, addressed by the Minister of Health, the Honorable Elioda Tumwesije, whom I have taken a look at there, then addressed by His Excellency the President. We are not too sure the President is going to be at this particular function. He is most probably represented by the Right Honorable Prime Minister. Let's listen in now.
Please be seated. The Muslim invocation will now be delivered by Ms. Rubina Fazal.
وَاذْكُرُوا which God stretches out for you. And be not divided among yourselves. And remember with gratitude God's favor on you. For you were enemies, and he joined your hearts in love, so that by his grace you became brethren.
The Christian prayer will now be delivered by Father Fernando Duarte Barros Reis.
Dear friends, it is my honor to invite you to join me to give praise to the Almighty God on this important occasion in which we are gathered to take part at this very important function and to thank the Lord for the lives of His Excellency President Museveni, represented here by the Right Honorable Prime Minister, and His Highness the Aga Khan. I'm pleased to share with you that in the Christian Bible we read that Jesus Christ cured many people who were sick, and the multitudes who watched him, they were amazed and praised the Lord for that. May the Almighty God be praised for this important university hospital, which by teaching and by caring will serve to restore people's health. Let us praise the Lord for this joint work, which is an example of unity, cooperation, and inter-religious dialogue. Pope Francis, who recently visited Uganda, always reminds us that Christians and Muslims are brothers and sisters. May the Almighty God bless this joint initiative led by the government of Uganda and the Aga Khan Development Network. May this project be for the good of the people of Uganda and all its partners. May God bless all of us gathered here today.
The Right Honorable Ruhakana Rugunda, Prime Minister of Uganda, on behalf of His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Your Highness the Aga Khan, Mr. Firoz Rasool, President of the Aga Khan University, Trustee Yusuf Keshavji of the Aga Khan University, Ministers of Uganda, members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, Aga Khan University Hospital faculty and staff, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and thank you for celebrating this historic day with us. We watched with great interest as His Excellency and Your Highness lay the ceremonial bricks on the Nakawa site. We will now present a short film on the experiences of the Aga Khan University and the Aga Khan Development Network in operating hospitals around the world, and our plan for the new Kampala hospital.
In East Africa, skilled healthcare workers and state-of-the-art healthcare facilities are in short supply. Since 1958, the Aga Khan Development Network has been trying to redress the balance. While communicable diseases such as malaria, tuberculosis and HIV/AIDS are still widespread in the region, chronic conditions such as obesity and heart disease are looming as a greater threat. They're expected to overtake communicable diseases as Africa's biggest health challenge by 2030. Aga Khan University is a leading healthcare provider and not-for-profit entity. We run world-class teaching hospitals in Eastern Africa and South and Central Asia. We have a long-standing commitment to East Africa that goes back more than 15 years. We're with land granted by the government of Uganda, we're strengthening this commitment through the development of a teaching hospital of international standard. The project is one of national strategic priority. AKU is committed to bringing world-class healthcare to the people of Uganda.
The project is important for Uganda. It is going to give attention to training high-skilled and specialized medical and health personnel to treat and handle complicated health issues which have now been sending abroad for specialized treatment. So we'll save money and we'll have locally competent people to deal with the problem.
AKU is raising standards of healthcare around the world. The first minimally invasive heart valve surgery outside of South Africa took place at the Aga Khan University Hospital in Nairobi. The new Aga Khan Hospital in Kampala will also offer specialized care. Already 539 nurses have earned a degree from AKU in Uganda at our School of Nursing and Midwifery in Kampala. Many are now in positions of influence. Betty Mesangere is now a health tutor at the Health Tutors College in Malago.
The success we have achieved today should motivate us to strive for greater heights. Your success is only measured by how many beneath you have helped to rise.
AKU is committed to improving the quality of life of all Ugandans. We're raising the quality of healthcare so Ugandans have access to world-class care when they need it, where they need it. A patient welfare program will help patients get the medical care they urgently need but would otherwise be unable to afford. AKU is part of the Aga Khan Development Network. Working in more than 30 countries to improve the quality of life for all, without regard to faith, race, origin or gender, the network has been present in East Africa for over 100 years, providing exceptional standards in education, healthcare and infrastructure services. In Uganda, the Aga Khan Development Network has been a key player in early childhood education programs. In the Bujagali hydropower plant, the Kampala Serena Hotel and now a world-class hospital.
When you have the best quality people and you have the best facility and instruments and technology and services and laboratories, then you have the opportunity to provide world-class education and world-class healthcare. And that's what the Aga Khan University does.
The collaboration between government of Uganda and the Aga Khan Development Network has been very good, and we expect it to become even better and better as time goes on.
Skilled healthcare workers and state-of-the-art healthcare facilities are in short supply. Since 1958, the Aga Khan Development Network has been trying to redress the balance. While communicable diseases such as malaria, tuberculosis and HIV/AIDS are still widespread in the region, chronic conditions such as obesity and heart disease are looming as a greater threat. They're expected to overtake
The Right Honourable Prime Minister representing His Excellency the President of Uganda, Your Highness the Aga Khan, Honourable Ministers, members of the diplomatic corps, staff of the Aga Khan University Hospital, Aga Khan University in Uganda, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, before I invite the Right Honourable Prime Minister to say a word and give a speech on behalf of the President, allow me also on behalf of the Minister of Health to welcome you at this event. What you saw there and what you heard was music to our ears as Ugandans, because we look forward to having better health care, better technology, and better personnel. Yesterday I was talking to Aga Khan, and I told him that just this week in South Africa, there was an announcement of a head transplant, or call it like a whole body transplant. They got an old man who had got bone cancer, and the body was almost gone. But the head was very sharp. Then they also got a young man who was brain dead, vegetative status, and the parents of the young man, who was 20 years of age, allowed that the body of the young man could be transplanted to the head of the man, of the other old man. So I don't know whether it was a head transplant or the body transplant, but actually, I think eventually the person who is living is the one who had the head. And this was announced was successful. It was done in February. It was not announced until last week when they were sure it was successful. So for the first time on this planet, we had like a whole body transplantation. And I said, with Your Highness putting up this hospital here, we hope one time, not only shall we have stem cell technology that can help us with all these leukemias and what have you, not only shall we have the PET CT with cyclotron for nuclear medicine and cancer, proton therapy, robotic surgery, and all of that, but also even an ICU for emergency, for critical care. But inshallah, we shall have transplant, including head or body transplant in our lifetime. So it's a great day for all of us, a great day for Uganda. As I said in Nakawa, this project will save lives. And somebody said, saving a life is the highest ESCO act one can ever do to mankind. So it will save lives. People have been going abroad, will get treatment here, tertiary care here. It will also save foreign exchange. We've been spending a lot of money, over $70 million out. It will also create jobs. The tourists will be comfortable that now there is a hospital, and if we get an accident, someone will take care of us. And above all, promote peace, happiness, peace of mind, and prosperity in Uganda. So I want to thank Your Highness for this present to Uganda. Also, want to thank His Excellency the President for his vision. You know, it's not easy coming up to say, let's have land, and ensuring that land is available, 60 acres, to be able to provide a hospital and create jobs. So I want to thank the President, and also for taking time from the campaign to come and witness the handover of the land and initiation of the project by laying a brick. A round of applause for the President. And for the Ugandans, you know what to do at the right time. We don't have to tell you that. So at this juncture, in Nakawa, we are not able to have the Minister of Lands perform a certain function. Honorable Daudi Mugereko has played a key role in this whole project. So before I ask the Right Honorable Prime Minister, allow me to request Honorable Daudi Mugereko to come and give a few remarks, perform a noble duty as the Minister of Lands, and thereafter, we have the pleasure of inviting the Right Honorable Prime Minister to say a word. I thank you very much for coming. Thank you. Your Highness, Aga Khan, the Right Honorable Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda, Deputy Premier Alhaji Chirunga Chivejinja, colleagues, ministers, members of Parliament, members of the diplomatic corps, the Islamia community, members of the business community, and all the well-wishers of this country. Right Honorable Prime Minister and Your Highness, we have been working under the guidance and instructions of His Excellency the President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and Right Honorable Prime Minister, we have also been working
under your chairmanship. It has taken us a bit of time to deliver on this, and at some stage I had fears I may lose my job. Because His Excellency the President wanted this project to be delivered on yesterday, but things were not easy. Mr. Ahmad Muhammad and his team of the Aga Khan University were also busy knocking on our doors as to whether we could be able to deliver on this or not. And they were every other day citing other projects by the Aga Khan Foundation taking off in different parts of the world. And my record and credentials were running in trouble. Fortunately, with the support of His Excellency the President and the Right Honourable Prime Minister, we were able to engage OPEC Prime, I don't know whether they are here, Prince Chimbugwe, Tendo, and the lawyers Erika Ruhanga, and Honorable Erika Ruhanga is here, and Mr. Mpanga, I don't know whether Mr. Mpanga is here. And dealing with lawyers is not an easy thing, I want to assure you. It's not an easy thing, but we were able to get to a point where everybody said this project takes precedent over anything else that must be developed in Kampala. Well, Prince Tendo is just walking in, and Prince Chimbugwe, they are both just walking in. They all agreed issues of life are the most important issues that one must deal with. And they said, look, the land is available. If we were to be given the opportunity, this is what we should have also thought about. Your Highness, we want to thank you for mainstreaming the development of this teaching hospital. And I want to say I'm sorry because we had promised to move faster, but our pace, and I'm sure you'll be able to bear with us. Nevertheless, we are hoping that construction will start as fast as possible because the people of Uganda are extremely, extremely anxious. I have the chairman of Uganda Land Commission, Honorable Abuma Isoke, please stand up. We got guidance from the Attorney General, Honorable Hindi. Honorable Hindi is in our midst, and this hospital is in his constituency. We also worked with their staff, plus another set of lawyers, Chwanuka and Karijire, were working together. They gave us instructions, and the chairman of the Uganda Land Commission moved very fast and worked on the letter of offer, which I would like to hand over to the president of the Aga Khan Foundation, so that we can be in a position to say, yes, we did our bit. You have the instrument that enables you to move on site, because without this letter, you may not be able to move on site. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we want to thank you for having given us the opportunity to be with you, so that we are all part and parcel in fulfilling this important milestone, delivering on the same. And the timing is ideal. When we tell the people of Uganda, His Excellency the President can deliver, he delivers. NRM can deliver, NRM delivers. This is part of the record that we badly need. And with those few remarks, Right Honourable Prime Minister, can I now call upon you to come and deliver the message that you have for all of us who are gathered here, On your own behalf and His Excellency the President, I thank you.
Your Highness, the Aga Khan, Right Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister for East African Affairs, the Kironda Trading and Honorable Ministers, who are here, ladies and gentlemen, I must say that my two colleagues, Honorable Elioda, Minister of Health, and Honorable Mijeleko, Minister of Lands, have done the job. I thank you very much for doing the job very well. It therefore leaves me very little to do. Only to say that today is really a special day, is a great day for our country, because within our reach is an ultra-modern hospital that is going to be at the service of the people of Uganda and the people of the region. And I want us to thank His Highness the Aga Khan, who conceived the idea, and thank President Yoweri Museveni, who was at everybody's back to ensure that this project starts. Uganda has been spending a lot of money sending people abroad for medical treatment. All of us know this. Now we have opened a chapter, thanks to His Highness the Aga Khan, of having this center. Therefore, refer abroad for medical treatment of cases that have been referred before is really a chapter that is coming to an end, because the money that has been spent to airlift patients, airlift the relatives, and all sorts of expenses is now going to be put to use to support the Aga Khan and other medical institutions that are providing quality care to our patients. I want to highlight one or two areas. The Aga Khan philosophy, and I'm glad that he's here to share with us that philosophy, but I would like to commend that philosophy for one thing. They are providing very high quality standards of service of global levels in our developing environment. And the Serena Hotel, where we are now, and the conference center is a big illustration. The dam recently built on the Nile is another very clear illustration. And in terms of the hospital, they have been focusing on treating those who can afford to pay and those who cannot afford to pay. So the focus is service to the people as a whole, and encouraging everybody to make a contribution in a manner that he can afford. And I believe this is going to be an important concept which will permeate in our society. They are also focusing on training local manpower, local personnel, to be able to carry out their responsibilities. And actually, I am informed that that training program has already started in the preparation for opening the new Aga Khan University Hospital in Kampala. For the ministers and other senior government officials, we have some more work to be done, because this morning I had a quiet, and I don't think he minds if I mention it, a quiet discussion with His Highness the Aga Khan, and they said, you have been doing very well, but we would like you to extend your investments, especially in the tourist sector. He looked at me and said, I'm waiting for you. The government of Uganda to make land available for these facilities. So, Minister of Lands. And as Chairman Uganda Land Commission, I'm glad they are both here. This is just the beginning. His Highness is still waiting for more pieces of land. And I have said on behalf of government that within record time, this land is going to be made available. So friends, once again, we are extremely grateful to the confidence that His Highness the Aga Khan and his fraternity have put in Uganda, the role they have played in developing our country, the role they have played in developing East Africa, and the role they are poised to play in further development of our country and our region. So you are most welcome, Your Highness the Aga Khan. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Right Honourable Prime Minister. Before I invite the Aga Khan to make the address, allow me to recognize and introduce the ministers who are here to the Aga Khan. We have the Third Deputy Prime Minister, Minister for East African Affairs, Alhaji Chirunda Chivejinja. Honorable Migereko has been here, needs no introduction. The Attorney General, who did quite a lot of work also on paperwork, is under hosting Member of Parliament. We also have Honorable Tikodri Togboa, Minister of State for Higher Education, Science and Technology, responsible for the universities. We also have Honorable Kajara, Minister of State for Finance. We have Honorable Ambassador James Baba, Minister of State for Internal Affairs. We have Honorable Madada, Minister in charge of Elder, and I'm sure the Elder will live longer. Yeah, with this hospital. I've also seen members of Parliament who are here. You can stand up for recognition. Some members of Parliament. Dr. Okonzi. And we also have the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Health, Dr. Asma Okwago. In case there is a minister whom I have not seen, please, you can stand up for recognition, but I thought I'd seen all of you. Your Highness, you are welcome to address the congregation. Thank you.
Right Honourable Prime Minister, Honourable Ministers, members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests. I'd like to begin my comments this morning by expressing my very great gratitude for the warmth with which I have been received here in Uganda, the support that the President and the government have been offering to this new project of creating an Aga Khan University Hospital here in Kampala. It is very clear that without this partnership between the government and AKDN, it would be impossible to realize the sorts of things, the sorts of initiatives that we have been able to implement during the last 50 years here in Uganda. These initiatives cover enormous areas, not just in healthcare, but in education, in economic development, in cultural activities, in other words, in all the key endeavors that governments and civil society invest in. I'm here today as the Chancellor of the Aga Khan University, and it is in this role that I can officially announce the establishment of an Aga Khan University hospital in Kampala. We started the Aga Khan University in Pakistan some 32 years ago, and it has grown into a truly international institution with major campuses in Africa as well as in Asia, and with programs in many fields. But right at the center of its mission from the very start has been one principal goal: to help ensure the people living in the developing world are able to access international standards of healthcare. We're here today because of this common conviction. We have to bring to Africa and Asia global standards of healthcare. The populations of these countries cannot be isolated from the best simply because they have been born in countries outside the Western world. It's clearly a challenge to build institutions of global quality in environments which haven't had those institutions before. And in order to achieve that goal, the essential is human resources. Men and women who are educated to perform to the highest standards of their profession. And that is why the Aga Khan Health Network has invested and will continue to invest in education. It adds cost. It adds management issues. It is not entirely satisfactory in the sense that graduates leave, they go to other parts of the world, and they don't always return. But the fact is that we have to educate on an ongoing basis in Africa, in Asia, to global standards of medicine and nursing, and that is our goal. Now, these standards cannot be maintained without research. Therefore, the Aga Khan University is investing and will continue to invest very heavily in research in postgraduate studies, not undergraduate studies. It is this research which will enable the Aga Khan University and others in the area to bring new knowledge, appropriate knowledge, to Africa and Asia, which we desperately need. Now, you certainly remember that at some time medical care in sub-Saharan Africa was solid. But there have been moments of difficulty, and we now have to rebuild in a number of countries in Asia and Africa standards of institutional performance which will bring these institutions back to global standards. And that means harnessing the youth to our future. And I would like to emphasize to you how important it is that you should bring to bear on young men and young women a commitment to serve at home and not to leave home in a position where the homeland does not have the benefit of the knowledge which has been imparted. It's important to keep in mind that disease is changing in its nature. We are more and more confronted in modern society by non-communicable disease. And therefore, in the decades ahead, we will be concentrating through the Aga Khan Health Network and our medical institutions in dealing with non-communicable diseases. And I refer to diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, mental and neurological illness, cancer, and others. These are the areas where we must concentrate properly to serve future generations of society. There's no doubt that developing countries need to improve health standards, and our hospital will therefore seek to treat everyone who needs care. Modern medicine is expensive, but it is our responsibility to make it available to all the population, and we undertake to do that. As I said earlier, training doctors, nurses, therapists, biomedical engineers, laboratory technicians, and other medical professionals is a long, complex exercise. But our health institutions in Africa and Asia are committed to doing that so that our institutions have a complete educational process and we train people for all the different needs in serving healthcare around the world. Let me come back to Uganda. Uganda has doctors and nurses who are successful in their professions, but who are not in Uganda. It is my hope that by building the Aga Khan University Hospital here in Uganda, the wonderful doctors and nurses who are Ugandans, who are working outside Uganda, will come back and work here in an institution which not only will welcome them, but give them the best professional conditions in which they can work. Let me spend a very short time and explain to you what it is that we're seeking to achieve in East Africa through the Aga Khan Health Network. Essentially, we're trying to build a network of tertiary care hospitals, teaching hospitals, throughout Eastern Africa. We're trying to add to that network of teaching hospitals medical units which are part of the educational system, but which will become referral institutions to our major network institutions. And our hope is that over the years, we will have a system covering East Africa where an individual needing care will be able to enter the system at any point and receive the appropriate health care, whether it be in Uganda or in Kenya or in Tanzania or even further afield. So we are working on the concept of an integrated regional health system. And that will be supported by e-medicine, and that e-medicine will be supported by international relationships. So in order that we be able to educate properly, we're not depending on our own resources. We're looking to other partners to work with us from around the world to educate our students, to keep our faculty up to speed, so that in the new areas of, for example, stem cell technology, we can bring through our institutions to Africa the best of modern science. This ceremony today marks a long engagement in healthcare in Eastern Africa. And it may amuse you that it is exactly 27 years ago that the President and I had our first meeting here in Uganda. Those 27 years have resulted in multiple agreements. So we had protocols of agreement in 1989, in 1999, in 2002, and we have an agreement in place today. So we are working in a context of an ongoing partnership, and that brings to us, as a network of non-governmental capacity, a great sense of comfort that we are working in a long-term structure, in a structure which is related to the public sector here in Uganda. When this institution is built, it is my hope that it will have brought to Uganda modern medicine in the best conditions, in intimate partnership with public sector healthcare. We see the system working as one system, building on capacity, human resources, programming, and forward thinking. And I take this occasion to thank the President for the land that he's made available for our new institution. And to all of you, I say, please join us in this exciting journey. Thank you.
Another round of applause for His Highness. I'm sure many of us would have wanted to come and say thank you, Your Highness, for this great day and this great project. But we don't have enough time to do that. And therefore, I'm going to call upon Mr. Firoz Russell, the Aga Khan University President, to come and give a vote of thanks on our behalf. Thank you.
Your Highness the Aga Khan, the Right Honorable Ruhakana Rugunda, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Honorable Ministers of Uganda, members of the Diplomatic Corps, trustees of the Aga Khan University, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As a regional university in East Africa, today marks a major step for the Aga Khan University as we establish a much larger presence in Uganda, in addition to our growing footprint in Kenya and Tanzania. The Aga Khan University, as a young institution celebrating 15 years in East Africa, has already made a major contribution in developing leaders in both healthcare and in education. Our Institute for Educational Development in Dar es Salaam has graduated nearly 200 individuals with a master's degree in education and trained thousands more through certificate and short courses. Last year, the Institute worked with the government of Uganda and the World Bank to train more than 800 secondary school head teachers from across the country in leadership and management. Our School of Nursing and Midwifery here in Kampala has graduated more than 500 nurses, and we have schools of nursing and midwifery in Kenya and Tanzania as well. Our postgraduate medical education in Kenya and Tanzania has produced surgeons, pediatricians, radiologists, obstetricians, and other specialists who are badly needed in those countries. Well, we plan to do the same in Uganda. Our Graduate School of Media and Communications is helping journalists, communications experts, and media managers enhance their professional competencies. And in total, more than 2,300 men and women have graduated from the Aga Khan University in East Africa. In addition, the Aga Khan University Hospital in Nairobi and its clinics receive and treat over 600,000 people each year. And as you've heard from our Chancellor, that this form of service is something we also hope to bring to Uganda. So on behalf of the Aga Khan University, I want to begin by thanking, as part of this vote of thanks, President Museveni and the government of Uganda for their strong support and encouragement for building a university hospital in Kampala. Without this support in the form of the grant of the land, we would not be here today. So, Right Honorable Prime Minister,
if you would please express to His Excellency that we understand very clearly that Uganda urgently needs a hospital that is equipped to provide advanced care, that meets the highest quality standards, that can educate health professionals who are prepared to act as leaders within Uganda's health sector. We clearly understand that. I would also like to express our profound gratitude to His Highness the Aga Khan, the founder and chancellor of our university, for his unwavering commitment to providing world-class healthcare and education in the developing world and in East Africa in particular. Without His Highness's commitment, we would not be here to build a new university hospital in Kampala. I would also like to express our deep appreciation to the university's many donors and partners. Your support is enabling us to make an impact, and today's announcement is another example of the difference the university is making thanks to your generosity. I want to convey special thanks to all those who have assisted the university in our efforts to date, from those who have helped us identify and assess options for land, to those who have conducted extensive site and market research to inform our feasibility studies, and those who have assisted in negotiating this historic agreement. We could not have done this without you. And I cannot forget all the volunteers who have helped organize these two ceremonies that you have witnessed today, at the Nakawa site and at the Sarina here today. I can tell you the transformation of the two sites is absolutely remarkable and befitting of this important occasion that we are celebrating today. For us, now the hard work begins. At the same time that we move forward with the site planning, design, and construction, we will be recruiting and training doctors, nurses, and other health professionals, and seeking donors and supporters interested in the realization of this vision. We look forward, as you have just heard from our Chancellor, to undertaking this journey for the establishment of the Aga Khan University Hospital. Thank you. I would now like to invite His Highness the Aga Khan and the Right Honorable Prime Minister to unveil the plaque which marks today's historic day.
I want to thank the Right Honourable Prime Minister and His Highness the Aga Khan for performing this ceremonial unveiling of the plaque to mark the land grant and project initiation for the Aga Khan University Hospital Kampala on this 17th day of December, the year of our Lord 2015. And that marks the end of our function today. We are going to have the East African anthem and the Ugandan anthem. Thank you.
Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu. pia mshikamani iwe msingi kwa umoja wetu, na tulinde uhuru na amani, mila zetu na desturi zetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Viwandani na hata mashambani, tufanye kazi sote kwa makini, tujitoe kwa hali na mali, tuijenge jumuiya bora. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Oh Uganda, may God uphold thee. We lay our future in thy hands. United, free, fully, fighting together we'll always stand. Oh Uganda, the land of freedom, our love and labor we give, and with neighbors all at our country's calling, peace and friendship we live. Oh Uganda, the land that feeds us by sun and fertile soil grown. For our own dear land we will always stand up, all of Africa's crown.
Thank you. Remain in your position, and we allow His Highness and the Prime Minister to exit the hall. We thank you for coming. Bon voyage. May God bless you.
Pictures there coming in live from the Serena Conference Center where this ceremony has been held. The Aga Khan University Hospital coming to Uganda. Construction taking off mid-2017 and will go on up to about 2020. A state-of-the-art health facility, world-class health facility coming to Uganda. There's one in Nairobi, one in Tanzania, several other places. And Kampala gets to have one too. It will be located at Nakawa. So there you are. Of course, events of the day began at Nakawa where the groundbreaking did happen, done by His Excellency the President of Uganda, together with His Highness the Aga Khan, and then of course His Excellency the President going ahead to do his campaigns, and he's at this function represented by the Right Honorable Prime Minister of Uganda. That's the function that happened after the Nakawa groundbreaking, and this is at Serena, function that has just come to a close. A couple of things said about what the expected achievements from the University Hospital will be, and a plethora of other things that have been said there. So Uganda looks forward to 2017 when this construction begins, but even a lot more to 2020 when this university hospital will be opened, and we get to see better health care coming to Uganda. Of course, we have had challenges as a country with our health system. When somebody gets unwell, indisposed, they have to be flown all the way to Nairobi. They've got to be taken to India and several other places. But this makes things better for us, and we hope that our healthcare system will be ameliorated this way, and all should be good to go home and dry. So there you are. That function, much looked forward to, it has eventually happened, and it's just wrapped up at the Serena Conference Center. So there you are. We'll keep tabs with this story as it continues to unfold. 2017, mid-2017, when that ground at Nakawa gets busy and the university hospital comes up. For now, that will wrap it for this particular broadcast. Enjoy the rest of our programming. Good afternoon.
Why would you watch the Barclays Premier League from your sofa when you could be in the stadium? Wherever you are in the world. Well, now you can. This is the place to be. Simply switch your salary to Barclays and you could win a trip to watch the Barclays Premier League live in the UK. Visit your nearest branch for more information. Switch to better and prosper with Barclays.
Airtel rocks. Airtel yeli nazidire zisinga. Biruza smartphone kofira. Genda ofune smartphone joyagala. Tecno, Huawei over Samsung. Airtel iPhone over Airtel Smart. Nokia Lumia over K1 Smart.